LA, where Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's case is again making more headlines. Ross, good morning to you in LA. Just bring us up to date on what the latest is.
Morning, Ranvir. I've got to say, I've been speaking with people about this earlier on today. We really did think this would be over by now. It could now go into that trial next year that was talked about, which we thought that will never happen. Basically, what's happened is now that Blake has reportedly withdrawn part of her lawsuit against the director and co-star of that movie, Justin Baldoni. So what's happened is that it's one of these he said, she said cases. They both accuse each other of very bad behaviour, etc., etc. Now, what she was accusing him of was intentionally and negligently causing her emotional distress while they were making that movie, It Ends With Us. Now, his lawyers then hit back and said, OK, if that's the case, we actually want to see now the therapy notes and other health-related documents. Now, what we're hearing is that now has been dropped. So it's interesting just exactly what is the case here. Is it a case of her saying, I just don't want anyone to see any of my medical records? Is it Justin Baldoni's lawyer going, oh, here's a little bit of a victory? This is going to keep going for quite some time, much as we thought it was going to be over.
Yeah, and actually, you know, we talk about Blake Lively, but of course she has a very, very famous husband, and this is now having a knock-on effect for Ryan Reynolds, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's got an upcoming movie which we thought was actually going to be out later this year in October. It's called Animal Friends. It's a combination of live action and animation. So it was coming out then, but now we hear that's been bumped back to May next year. So whether or not he's just been taking some time, obviously, to support his wife and be with her through all this that's going on, we're not too sure. But yep, that's the movie has been bumped back to next year.
Yeah, I imagine the PR people don't want this case to be hanging over, you know, the promotion for that film, I guess. Right. Stay there because, of course, overnight, Kylie Jenner has spoken very candidly about her decision to have a boob job. Now, responding to a fan on social media who was asking and, frankly, begging to know, what is it that you've actually had done? Please tell me. Well, Kylie Jenner actually responded in a very accurate and detailed way. She said, I had 445cc, moderate profile, half under the muscle. I've no idea what any of that means. But this, of course, follows Kylie's mum, Kris Jenner's new look, which completely is gobsmacking, isn't it? It rumoured to cost around £100,000 for this sort of top-of-the-range facelift. Well, let's discuss all of that. Consultant aesthetic Dr Ifeoma Ejikeme is with me. And first, Ross is there too, obviously. Look, so Kris's new look has been trending all around the world, frankly, because the difference is so astonishing.
Yeah, 57 million tags on TikTok, just hashtag Kris Jenner's new face. Of course, in the past, Kris has been pretty open about the procedures. We even saw one of them documented on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But there was actually this time a statement shared by Page Six, Dr. Stephen Levine. He's the plastic surgeon. His reps have confirmed him as the surgeon behind Jenner's new look. Didn't give her further details about exactly what happened. Again, we're estimating the cost of this one around about 100,000. Out here, you know, a facelift's normally like 25 to 50,000. So now we're getting into the six-figure facelift. That's probably what's going to be talked about. But of course, other Kardashians and other friends always like to get in the act, don't they? They love a bit of publicity. So even Kris and the hairdresser, yep, Chris Appleton has been chipping in. He was on Insta wearing a T-shirt saying, I'll have what Kris is having. Wow. And then Kim even responded by saying, after that picture of Kris saying, me too, babe. So there we are. There's me too in a very different way.
Well, listen, Dr. Ifeoma is here with us. This is a new and unusual level of true transparency about how the rich and famous get their flawless, amazing looks. What do you make of it?
I think it's brilliant. It's great to have that level of transparency because we all wanted to know what they do, who does it.
And also, we always think they've had something done, but we never know what. But, so can you just talk us through this look? The reason I think it has caused so much sort of jaw-dropping reaction, this, is because it actually looks good.
She does. I think she looks great.
Incredible. It's all sort of, she's 69 years old, but it's because it all kind of looks natural.
Absolutely. This is evidence of good work. Now, when you look at Kris Jenner's face, the thing that really strikes me is that the before, she looked great before, I have to say.
She did, of course.
And then afterwards, she still looks like herself. That's
Doesn't
the first
she?
thing.
Yes.
But also, this is evidence of little bits done. Now, obviously, we don't know what she actually had done, but if I was to speculate, I would definitely say that she's had different procedures. On Stephen Levine's website, he says that his approach...
He's the surgeon who did it.
Absolutely. He says his approach is a very natural result, and he recommends doing multiple procedures. So, a mini facelift, upper and lower eyelids known as a bleph, doing the neck, but also, and the thing that strikes me most about her skin. He recommends addressing the skin. So that plump look in her skin, you can see the fine lines have evaporated. Her skin looks bouncy and dewy. And things like chemical peels, lasers and microdermabrasion, he recommends you do them in tandem. So this is unique.
And how many years would you say it's rolled back?
Oh, I think she looks like she's in her 40s.
Yeah. We've got a picture, I think, of her back in the 1990s. She kind of looks better now. I mean, it's mad, isn't it, really? Listen, we're not here to judge, but what do you make of then, what do you think the impact is? Because there's lots of columnists writing about the fact that this is the most famous, most beautiful family in the world, essentially, the Kardashians, actually changing the dial on the way people now... Well, and I saw in, the Nicole Kidman film, in, what was it called, Baby Girl, where she's having Botox, the character is having Botox.
Yeah.
But of course, in real life, we imagine that Nicole Kidman must have had treatments and so on.
Yeah.
What does this change for us normal people who can't afford £100,000 faces? What does it mean for us psychologically, do you think?
First of all, I don't think anyone or everyone needs to have this procedure. But it does show that there are different things that can be done. Not everyone needs plastic surgery. Even when we look at her, the thing that strikes both you and I most is her skin. So for you and I, it's remembering that skincare starts with good sunscreen, washing your face, and then doing little things that make sense for you, like a chemical peel, or taking care of your face in different ways. You don't have to go to the extreme, because at the end of the day, it's still surgery.
And I think that the other thing is that that idea of trying to reach perfection, I mean, when they've always said, this isn't what we look... Kate Winslet is the great example of that. She says, nobody looks like they do in Hollywood. Yeah. Nobody looks like that naturally. And I think that is a great sort of marker in the sand now, isn't it? Just to clear that up. Nobody looks real.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it costs £100,000.
It costs £100,000.
So, this is a...
That's spare change, isn't it,
It's really a lot. It's a lot.
Fascinating.
But it's amazing, though. I think she looks brilliant. But just remembering that this is still surgery. It has risks.
It has risks to it,
And so you shouldn't be rushing to do these types of treatments.
Right, super. Thank you so much. Lovely to see you.